Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How's everybody? I hope everybody had a better week than I did. But I hope everybody, at least on this Friday, that you did something positive today to get forward and to not move backwards or stay stuck in the same places or with the same people, places, and things. I got a lot to talk about today. I want to talk about my passing thoughts. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I know a lot of things run through my mind unspoken. And I know of a scholar, Ibn Qayyim, rahimahullah ta'ala. May Allah be pleased with all of our scholars, all of our salaf, all of the past predecessors and people that came before, great, amazing people that came before us and left behind some ink that we need to open up and read and find some guidance on it. But so I'm going to share some passing thoughts today. I got a word of poetry I'm going to play today, and inshallah, we all take lesson from it. I want to stop and take a moment before I get into my I got three subjects I want to talk about today that were passing thoughts that I want to share. Our messenger taught us, peace and blessings be upon him, that most of, or majority, or if not half of our religion is predicated on advice. And I got some good advice I believe I want to share with my people, with my city, with whomever I can get in touch with, inshallah. I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides my words. I pray Allah, glorious, most high, most great, the master, the maker, that he utilizes whatever benefits I get from this, whoever I reach, even if it's myself, listening to and swallowing and digesting and putting into action my own words before I give them out to anybody. I just pray that they're sincere and they're for him, and in return he stores up some things that I could take it to my grave with me and stand in front of him with honor and not regret on the day of judgment, because we all gotta stand before him. We all on our way to inevitable meaning, inevitable meeting with our Lord. Excuse me, I'm a little bit tired. I've been working all day, and the show must go on. It's something I got to loving. I love doing this because I get to spew my thoughts onto the airwaves, and I hope that I reach, in hopes of reaching one or more people, inshallah. So without further ado, we're going to get into this poetry. It's a word of poetry. It's a soft word, inshallah. I hope everybody take benefit from it. Get your pens and your paper out. We're learning knowledge here. We're getting some knowledge. We're getting some wisdom. We're getting some understanding. We're getting some, get comfortable for an hour with me, inshallah. Boogie down with me, y'all. Get down with me. Take a listen and teach somebody something. Teach yourself something. Learn myself something, inshallah. First and foremost, I always want to say that first, that I will be the first one to throw down for you. I will be the first one to stand up with you. I will be the first one to, I wouldn't give you no job that I wouldn't do myself first. That's the kind of supervisor, that's the kind of boss, that's the kind of friend, that's the kind of imam I want to be and am, inshallah. So without further ado, we're going to get into this poetry. I see y'all on the flip side. I got some really, really, really interesting passing thoughts that I want to share with all of you, and inshallah myself first. So this one is called A Life-Changing Poem. Again, it's called A Life-Changing Poem. So I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bismillah.
You can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. If you could make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose, and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none do much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
So, alhamdulillah, hope everybody enjoyed that poem. I know I did. I got some really, really strong points out of it. But I really want to get into it because I only want to be on here for an hour or whatnot. If I go a little bit longer, please excuse me. I'm long-winded. First, I want to give a shout out to a guy I met today. I had a long day, a long week of hard work. I love working outside. I call myself a master landscaper. Like I live and die outside. That's my thing. If it's green, I can cut it, make it, shape it, form it. I'm doing it. So after a long, hard week, you know, I got a flat tire, and I couldn't find nowhere to change my tire. Make a long story short, I stopped at a certain tire place. And I ran into a gentleman there that I never seen before in my life. I mean, soon as I got there, the vibe was, I don't know if I'm the only one, but when you take your good heart and your good soul and your good person into a bad place or a bad surrounding, you get the heebie-jeebies. Your stomach start turning, or you just start, you know that something ain't right with this person, with this situation. You just, you know, and sometimes you give the benefit of the doubt because we all crazy. Everybody from the city, shout out. We all, I guess we all got to call ourselves, you know, somewhat, some form, somehow, a little bit shout out. So I go there and I'm talking to the guy, and I could tell, you know, it's the end of the day. I'm the last guy. It's always the last one, the last situation, the last shot, the last thing that you have a little issue with. It's like, you know, no pain, no gain types of time, you know. And a couple of things happened. But this guy broke his patience with his boss that hired him. There was only two people there. And two with himself. Like a simple thing sent him overboard. And I immediately addressed it because I saw myself, or I saw somebody I love, or I saw something in it that reminded me of something I'm dealing with, right? And mind you, I didn't know this person. I don't know this guy from a can of paint, mashallah. So he freaking out on the boss. The boss said something to him, and he lost it. Mind you, the jack broke, a cast iron steel joint broke, snapped, put a dent in my car. Like I'm in a situation where I'm the one supposed to be going crazy. You done dented my car. The tire might not be right. You overcharged me because I came late and you was already closed, which I should have took as a sign myself. Allahu A'lam. And which of the signs of your Lord will you then deny? God send us signs all day long, letting us know he hear us, he see us, he with us. Don't do that. I dare you. Like, he let you know that you there. But we so naive and we so hard-headed at times that we go right into the situation. Anyway, long story short, this guy loses. He think I'm gonna sue him. I'm thinking in my mind, like, I just want to get out of here. The vibe is off in here. But when I start hearing him talk, I can hear pain. You know, if we listen sometimes more than we talk, and I like to talk, but I heard pain, and I heard confusion, and I heard uneasy, like he wanted an answer for what was happening to him. So immediately I start telling him, you know, Adinu Nasihat, man, Shaitan on your top. Like I was saying before to anybody else, and if you want to hear me, hear me. If you don't want, you know, Allahu Akbar. But when the devil has you in a corner somewhere, on drugs, alcohol, drinking, or on some type of twist where you forget about his majesty and you forget about hope and you forget about, you just want your fix. You just want what you want for the moment. You just fixed on, you know, having this pride in it type situation. You just want what you want. When the devil got you in those type of situations, it's because he after something greater from you. Either your whole faith as a whole, forget about God and worship me, fire, stick, stone, the pipe, the needle. He wants you that bad that he wait for you to get into pettiest of situations and blow it way out of proportion. And you end up in jail, you end up ODing, you end up shot sometimes or shooting somebody. You know, he gets you in those type of situations. It's because he after something from your purpose that's greater than and way past beyond you. And we too naive to see it because we so angry and puffed up with pride at the time that we missing out. So I gave him the advice of step back, take a break from it, breathe, bathe yourself, cleanse your mind, body, and soul. Pray on the situation first. That's what I told him. Wallahi. Before you go home and do your twisted, I don't know what you do, but I could tell it's something there, right? Because the elevator ain't going straight to the top. That's one of my favorite sayings now. Something ain't right with you, bro. But you need to soltarle eso demon. You need to let it go for it and give it, you know, I don't care what your higher power is, go give it to him first because Shaitan on your top and he after you. You're using these petty triflenesses, things to get you way overboard. It could be after your daughter. If you got one, it could be after your son. If you got one, it could be after your household or something where God is ready to pump some amazingness through it. And because of you and your pride and your anger and your misconception of things, he going to steal it from you. The guy snapped that back into reality a little bit. I hope, inshallah. I'm nobody, no saint, nobody. But I'm just a stranger giving a brother some advice. You know, if we did those type of things sometimes, you know, sometimes people remember you for what you say, what you do, a hug, a smile, $1, 50 cents even can change somebody's life, a kind gesture. So he turned around and said something to me in this the end of it, right? Just in conclusion with this situation. He said, brother, don't nobody know me here. I'm from New York. I came down here to make a life and I end up homeless. I'm sleeping in my car. Sleeping in my car, bro. And I'm like, man, try to put myself in that situation. I get it now. And, you know, may Allah, point is, may Allah help that brother out. May he take something I said, something I did, something I can do, because I gave you my number. Call me, bro. If I can help you out in any way I can, I'll help you. But you got to give people the chance sometimes, you know what I mean? And Allah, I pray, protects me from that situation and protects him from himself and guides him to the right where you hit rock bottom sometimes and there's nowhere else to go but up. Like, enough is enough. So that's with that. Alhamdulillah. So let's talk about these passing thoughts. And like I said, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace and blessing be upon him, taught us that ad-dinu nasiyah. So I'm going to give passing thoughts, some random advices, some things from our deen or from my understanding, what Allah gives to me of understanding from our salaf, from our pious predecessor, from the knowledge, from the Quran, from the truth that I believe is to be true. And I understand. So the first one I got here is I've been thinking, every day for the past week or for the past 200 some days, every day I wake up. Every day I wake up and I got to see a starving child, a beheaded child, a child dead, a mom suffering, a father holding the babies. And I look at my grandchildren and I look at the children playing around me in the city, babies, and I just can't imagine that kind of pain and hardship coming to them for no reason of their own, nothing that they did. Not that much disagreement in the world that on either one of those sides, and however, that a child has to starve, bones, like literally starve to death, thirsty, dry. It's not fair. It's just not fair that children gotta really that whole situation just does something to me every day. And I want to be on the right side of history, so I'm speaking out, and I'm saying how I feel. Like, that's wrong. And I don't want no president that condones that, pays for that, supports that. I'm not voting. If I could vote, I wouldn't vote. I don't care. You don't deserve to be our leader. You don't deserve to be. If you can't fix it, rip the contract to shreds. Get that man back his contract and fix this situation and be the country that I thought I was from and was so proud of. And after seeing what we supporting and what the United States is supporting, it breaks my heart because it's embarrassing. We are a great nation. We are a great nation of people. Black, white, Chinese, Muslim, Russian. We got all kinds of varieties of amazing people living in our United States into a forefront. And we got to watch our commander-in-chief do some hatred stuff like that or be part of, conspiracy theory. Y'all, if you in cahoots, if you okay with it and you allowing it to happen, then you part of it. So that's just my opinion. But back to these children. My passing thought on this one is, I remember our Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam was telling his companions about a dream. And this is for all children, right? But specifically right now for the people and children of Philistine, Gaza, and around the world that, these children where a child has to suffer for no fault of their own. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevate them, and bless them, and give them the highest levels of Jannah if death is part of their suffering and whatnot. But the Prophet had a dream, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he saw some things that meant some things. He saw a man being crushed by another man with a rock. He saw in the same dream a man his face being torn from one side to the other with a hook of some kind of copper or iron, and it was being ripped from face streak to bone and ripped and made formed, and the other side was. And it was a crazy dream that he said he had, and he was narrating this dream to his companions, specific. And they, one thing I learned about our Sahaba or our Salaf is that when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam spoke, majority of them was either writing it down, memorizing it, or putting it somewhere, putting it to memory, or immediately put it into character so that they won't forget it and they can pay it forward to somebody in hopes of a situation that we're going to talk about later on. Jannah, inshallah. So, and part of this dream, he said he saw when he ascended to the heavens, or he was with a companion, and he walked into a situation, or around the situation, al-qawma qala. It's good to say something to the effect of, because I don't want to mess it up. I hope that you go back to a Baqarah in the Noble Quran, and somewhere in there's a long ahadith about the dream of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's one of the 40 ahadith of Nawawi, Allahu A'lam. But I know it's there. It's in Surah Al-Baqarah, and within there's a dream of the Prophet he had, and he said he saw a tall man, alayhi salam, and around this man were a whole slew of children. And he asked his companion, which was Jibril alayhi salatu wasalam, or angel that was with him, alayhi salam, he said, what does this symbolize? Because the angel started telling him, I saw this day many strange things. And he started asking him, I saw this and I saw that and I saw this. And the angel was breaking down the symbol of certain things. And I want to hurry up and get to this point, inshallah. He said he saw a tall man and a whole bunch of children around him. What does this symbolize? The angel, subhanAllah, the angel, alayhi salatu wasalam, astaghfirullah, the angel, alayhi salam, said to our messenger, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, this is Ibrahim, right? The patriarch, a patriarch prophet. Now, we're talking about a prophet with, they say the world is in war because of religion. And religion is the war, started wars and this and that. Ibrahim, his faith, his religion, or his way of life was a tawheed, that he worshiped the master, the maker, the creator, and he by himself stood and became a nation by himself. And Allah, he's the friend of Allah. Anybody with any sound faith, Christian, Muslim, or Jew, we can't deny the existence of Abraham. He was a tall man. And the angel told him, alayhi salam, this is Abraham. And around him were around him were all the children that their lives were taken from them, call it unjustifiably. The ones who their own parents killed them, the ones who in car accidents with drunk drivers, their lives were taken from them for no reason of their own. And this prophet, alayhi salatu wasalam, was in class with them per se. They all were around him. He was teaching them about the things that they couldn't get taught in this life because their lives were taken from them unjustifiably. But here's the catch of why I'm bringing this to face right now. Is because this situation took place in Jannah. That means all those children that were martyred going to Jannah, and they're in Jannah and in the right situation and in the right class, being taught the right things. What's that tell us? SubhanAllah. Don't worry. It hurts. It's going to hurt anytime a child is murdered or anytime something happens to a child. And right now we're watching the world turn its back on innocent women, children, and elderly people being blown to pieces. Subhanallah. But the main thing is these children, man. These watching them starved bodies, them starved out bodies. It just does something to me. And the weakest level of faith that one can ever have is to have hatred in my heart for that because I can't do nothing about it. I wish I could sit in the room with some of them powerful people and tell them about themselves, man. Y'all don't deserve to even be in a position of power with that kind of hatred and animosity inside of your hearts for another country, for another man, for innocent people, overlooking and making their lives a business, as opposed to a humanitarian effort to keep the earth happy and alive. But we building the tools for our own destruction. But those children are martyrs. Those children are around Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, and some of the scholars went as far as to say that they're being taught Tawheed, who Allah Azza wa Jal is, who Allah Azza wa Jal is and can do and can be, teaching them what he had to learn himself. You know, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, they called it Hanifiyya, His faith was Hanif, solely worshiping the creator of all creation. He just gave it all up to, he said, I'm just going to worship Papa Dios, the big kahuna. Subhanallah. So that was a passing thought, and it made me feel good, even though I can't scroll through my phone as much as I would like to, because it's painful, man. Especially when you got your own grandchildren and you thinking, and I'm thinking, this is another thing I'm thinking, is if the United States is making all these other enemies to other countries, when we really need to help ourselves, ain't nobody going to help us. And if we already becoming divided because of our selfish commanders, then we going to be too divided ourselves to come. The black ain't going to help the white ain't going to help the black, and the Puerto Ricans ain't going to help neither white or black, and everybody going to be to themselves. And the Prophet ﷺ taught us to humanity, whether you Muslim or not, you understand it or not. I'm going to say what the Prophet ﷺ said. Separation is from the shaitan. We supposed to be. We were created to be junto. Learn how to inculcate, cultivate together. Learn how to share each other's ideals and formalities and understand. Like a doctor, don't matter if a doctor can help another doctor save another kid's life. A Jewish doctor can help save a Palestinian child's life, and a Palestinian doctor can help save a Jewish child's life if it need be in a situation of cancer. Tell me I'm wrong. That's what they go to school for. They don't go to school to be private, like your racial self won't help you, will stop you from helping the child get an operation that it needs, a life-saving operation. Come on. Anyway, I'm going to get off of this situation because it upsets me, it hurts me, but these are thoughts that I wanted to share. My second issue. So I think it was Tuesday. So I'm listening to a motivational speaker, right? Ain't saying no names because Allahu Alam, but the guy says something, sometimes information, a word, a phrase, like I said, a hug. You never know how far a hug can get you. It's a smile, somebody saying something kind to you, somebody uplifting you, somebody out there with a heart of gold that can do the simplest of things. It'll change a person's life. Wallahi is true, right? So the guy said something, I heard the whole lecture, but I couldn't get out of my mind, right? Because sometimes you think to yourself, why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong? God, are you punishing me? Because life sometimes be lifing, like the sister be said. Life be lifing sometimes. And you just can't figure out why this situation has come to you, come to your house, in your car. Why this situation, like it hits you, and you can't get around it. You stressing about it. You can't sleep. It's losing weight. You wondering why whatever it is has happened to you, right? So I'm like, so he was talking about that. But then he goes, and I'm going to take it a step further, but I'm going to say what he said first, and I'm going to give my passing thought on what I heard, right? He goes, if you cannot, wallahi, I swear, grab your pencil and paper. This is what that, like, it's that strong, right? It got me thinking. I don't know if it's going to get you like that, but everybody to each his own. Let's get into it. Okay. So the guy goes, if you can't switch characters with the people around you, okay, where are you at? What you doing? If you cannot switch characters with those people in your inner circle around you that's closest to you, then why are you with them in the first place? Why are you allowing your energy to be dulled, or your light to be dulled by them? If you can't for sure guarantee that I can take my character and myself and switch you with yourself, and I'm still going to be cool and I love to be around you, then why are you still hanging around? I was like, whoa. So I'm going to take it a step further today, right? And I want to say this. If you, I, we, however you want to take it, and inshallah, I'll take it first. If I can't switch hearts with a person, if you and I can't switch hearts, I know you love Allah, I know you pray, I know from your character and how you treat others and your mom and how you move, that you got some love inside of your heart for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I will switch hearts with you any day. My brother, my sister, my mother, my friend, whoever. If you can't switch hearts with them people, why on God's green earth are we allowing our energy, our time, and our space to be robbed by the devil through that situation? Ask yourself that. Why? If I know that if we switch hearts right now, I'll probably drop dead. And I'll be so scared that my heart is going to turn cold, hard, black, dark, disrespectful, arrogant, whatever their hearts got inside of it. And I'm not one, I don't know what's in nobody's heart, but action speaks louder than words. How you treat your mom, how you treat your closest circle, and how you treat people with others, they say words and actions got a way of giving you a taste of what's in somebody's heart. And if we can't switch hearts with people right now, think of your circle, think of the people you love, you can't switch a piece of your heart. But somebody around you or in your circle right now, then why are you allowing yourself to be fooled by shaitan through them? Passing thought, Allah knows best, because he start going into, that's why we can't move on. That's why we can't go into our greatness. That's why we can't go into our better selves. We all want to see ourselves win. We all want to see ourselves happy. We all want to see ourselves thrive. But it's because we stuck around in, on, or through some situations, time, people, space, and things that's killing us, killing our souls, and killing our ability to progress and move forward. So if you can't switch characters, heart, or situation with another person around them, why in the hell are we still around them? Ain't that a hell of a thing? Allahu Akbar. So my third thing, passing thought, and Allah knows best. These are just passing thoughts. My third thing is Bismillah. So all this week and towards the end of this week, I'm thinking about, again, I'm going back to the beginning where seeing all these bombs being dropped, seeing all this death and all this, it's like the earth is getting tired of what's on it. All this sickness of heart. And I'm thinking, I don't know how much time I got left, right? Or we have left. We don't know. Just don't know. Today, tomorrow, an hour from now could be our final ticking moment, right? And Allahu Alam. Allah knows best. Allah is the best knower. Allahu Alam. So I start thinking to myself, and really, really call me crazy, right? I'm a little shout out. We all city stand up. We all little shout out. Everybody know we all little shout out. We something crazy, but we something wrong with us. You gotta laugh to keep from crying, right? So I start trying to really, really, really envision myself and making prayer at the same time, opening my eyes and imagining my first glance at what heaven might look like. Like they say, your imagination is vivid, it runs wild, it is. Allah says, I am what you think of me and more, right? Allah Deen teaches that Allah is greater, more than what you, but He is what you think of, how you think. If you think great, so He got this promise of a place that it has pastures, it has houses of pearl, it has things that no eye, no ear has ever heard. So I'm trying my best to close my eyes and envision my first glance and how I'm going to take it all in. If Allah, right, God Almighty, granted me that when my death came, I done surpassed my how I'm going to die, when I'm going to die, all that. Because it's part of Qadr. Qadr meaning a divine decree. The only way off of this earth is through death, right? The only way on to the earth is through life. And the only way off of it is through death. It's inevitable. It's the thing that's going to happen to us. What we need to focus and worry about is, have we done enough? Have I done something? Because even the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, even you, don't think because of your deeds and the things that you're doing, and you never know. Could be, but it's by his mercy, by his grace, that he allows us to have a thing. He allows us to have a house. He allows us to have good company. He allows us to have a car that's running. He allows us to have enough gas and sustenance to keep our situations going, right? That's an allowance from his majesty. Whether you want to accept that or not, it's an allowance. And we so ungrateful, most of us, waking up so pessimistic, so ungrateful, so lost and on the wrong page, man, that we're overlooking the opportunity that tomorrow ain't always promised. It's a given to have today. And what are we doing with it, with our time? Allahu Akbar. So I start trying to envision what it all look like. Man, when I tell you I broke down, when I opened my eyes, my whole beard was soaked with tears. I was like, what's got into me? I'm crazy. How am I imagine? I didn't skip past. I got myself I'm there, right? I kept trying and to no avail. I just know that it's beautiful. I just know that it's real. I just know that if I or you or whoever, you really want to get there, that we got to start doing the actions right now. Repent, change, do something that you showing some want for a Jannah, want for a heaven. It ain't just going to be hand thrown in your lap. Got work for these things. Got to be a good father. Got to be a good mother. Got to be a good friend. Got to be real with it. Not just because the camera on. Not just because you're getting paid or for some other reason other than for the sake of his majesty, for the sake of the greater good, for the sake of, listen, I know, like, I'm already going through a lot while I'm alive. Why go through so much hardship and so much struggle in life only to be thrown in my grave and tortured in my grave and put on to something worse? Why? It's like, why would you want to make it worse? And the way we're making it worse is because we're not showing no empathy, sympathy, no recognition, no nothing for his majesty and the fact that all of it was given by him. Our lives, our family, everything. What are we giving back? If he asks us, what would you giving back to? I ain't even asking you for, but common sense would tell you, thank you. It was hard. It was so hard about thank you. Huh? Thank you. Show thank you. Don't just speak it. Show it. Shukr. It's called shukr. You know, the brothers Muslims always shukran, 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 afwan, afwan. You know what it really means? Shukran, shukran. You know that shukran? It's actions. I appreciate you, brother. You helping me out, whether you giving me $1, a piece of something to eat, whatever it is, shukran. Like heart to heart, felt. It's action. It's not just a verbal utterance. That's shukran, the afwan, the thing. Like, I really mean that. And one day I know inshallah, Allah allows me to repay you or repay the favor. SubhanAllah, even if it was just a smile or ad-dinu nasiha, a word of advice from your brother or your sister. Allahu Akbar. Come on. So I started trying to envision a Jannah. And what I came up with is this. If you can envision or try your best to envision yourself or someone you love, the Sahaba would race each other to Jannah. That's how into it they were. This brotherhood, this thing of Islam, this lifestyle, this thing that we've been given and we treat it so, our Qur'ans are collecting dust on the shelf. SubhanAllah. But they would race each other to Jannah. Like, if you can really envision a Jannah, a heaven for your loved one, for yourself, then now is the time to start showing it to Allah. Now is the time to, live a grateful, happy, fulfilling lifestyle. Now is the time to really, really look in the mirror and really, really get a deeper reflection of yourself before you see anybody else's backyard. before you see anybody else's faults, before you even go to speak and utter somebody else's name in vain or whatever, backbiting, slandering, lies, deceit, truth, whatever, before you even think about somebody else, get a heavier, deeper, more compassionate understanding of the person that's inside of the mirror, you. Am I doing the things that are heaven worthy? Am I, being the son that's heaven worthy, or the father, mother, sister, brother, friend? Listen, subhanAllah, the prophet's best friend, Abu Bakr, he asked our messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this is something that all of us should take lesson from. He said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, call ma qala. I gotta say there's something to the effect of Sahih Hasan. It's a good sound chain of narration to this hadith. And I don't want to get into the sciences of hadith and all that because, Allahu A'lam, we can sit and talk about that off camera or whatever, But I just want to give meat and potatoes. So he asked our messenger, Ya Rasulullah, is it possible to enter heaven through more than one gate? Guess what our messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him? Yes, Abu Bakr. Yes. You can enter Jannah through sadaqah, meaning charity, helping the homeless. You can enter through the feet of your mother. You can enter Jannah. It's so many ways that Allah, he took a prostitute. Listen, Allah in Deen teaches that Allah gave a prostitute. There's a woman who sold herself, got down for her money. She got it popping for her money, right? One day she goes to a well, it says, some of the narrations say. She was thirsty. She went down into the well and she got some water. She drank to her thirst quench. And she came out of the well and there was a pet there, a dog, a cat, there was an animal there. Allahu A'lam. And she took her shoe and she went back down into the well and she came up and she gave the dog, it says, Allahu A'lam, water. Simple act of kindness. Allah gave her Jannah. Mercy to animals. Subhanallah. A lot of knowledge there. But I'm just saying, it's simple things, but do the actions now. Forget about it. Just become that person, a truth teller, a truth bearer, a patience, holding on to patience, adversity, overcoming yourself time and time again, knowing that every situation that any Muslim or believer is in or is put in is for a reason. It has a reason. Your tears, your anguish, your hardship, your struggle, your happiness, your joy, everything it all has a greater purpose. And if we misusing it, if we're not using it right, then there's no way you can be envisioning a Jannah. And if you're not envisioning a Jannah, then you only envisioning something selfish. And know that selfishness and pride go hand in hand, and pride was the devil's sin. He told God flat out, I'm better than them. I'm not bowing down to them. And I'm going to show you why. They're going to be ungrateful. They're going to be selfish. They're going to be slimy. They're going to be this and that. He started naming a whole bunch, showing him. And give me time to prove it to you. I'll show you that they're not worthy of the thing that you're giving them, the life that you're giving them. And we, so narrow-minded, making him right through our actions and naivety. The book is there, the guidance is there, the teachers are there, the students of their students and their students. It's so much ways to grab a hold of this hop or this truth and put that inside of your heart and let it become part of your actions. That it's the simplicity in things that make it so hard for us to grab. Allah knows best. So these are the things that I'm passing things I wanted to share with my city, with my people, and I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, somebody got something from it. If I wrote it down, I got it, I'm ready for it. The strongest thing I believe that we talked about today was, if you can't switch your heart with people, man, if you can't, I wouldn't give you my heart. Allah knows best if it was on a deathbed. Because I know you ain't going to do nothing pertain it, make it black like yours. And I'm going to be laying there dead, switching hearts with you. And all you're going to do is go off and steal, rob, hurt, lie on, and just carry on to be an awful plague to the earth. Allahu A'lam. So why are we around those people? Why are we allowing them to be energy drainers? Allah knows best. So I ask you to ask Allah And I ask myself and I ask all of us, make sincere dua. Oh Allah, forgive me for being so absent-minded. Oh Allah, forgive me for being so ungrateful. Oh Allah, forgive me for saying I believe and acting contradictory to that belief. Oh Allah, keep me upon, you're the one that turned the hearts. You're the one that takes the heart and flips it to somebody and something greater. I ask you to make me one of those people. I mean, to make us of those people, man. And start being the example that your children, even if they're starting to go wayward, they'll know and see you doing the full 360, and you'll become, who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves. And even if they go wayward, they can't go lie on you and say that you still stuck on yesteryear doing the same thing and use you as an excuse to persist in throwing their lives away. You have already flipped and changed, and if they don't want it, that's on them. But at least Allah will give you the vision to know that you don't got to feel guilty for them throwing their lives away, because you changed in a manner that befits His majesty and not for no other sake but His sake alone. That's a powerful thing. That is a powerful thing. And if you love your children, your money, your success, and everything that you got more than you love His majesty, then that's on you, and you got to deal with the consequences from that, because they're dire. The law will use that thing as you using it as a rival toward Him, take it away from you, destroy it, they'll die on you. Something will happen where Allah shows that He's greater than this thing that you put in before Him. Adinu Nasiha. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, y'all. I see you guys next week, inshallah. This has been fun. I love this finding humility through change. It gives me fortification. It makes me happy to open my heart up to my city. It makes me happy Allah has allowed me to do that. Again, I pray if I said anything that was a lie, disrespectful, or harmful, or I shook up some feathers, I wanted to do that because I need the advice myself. I need the friendship. I need the love myself. You don't know what nobody going through. Allahu Akbar. Thank God for good advice. Thank God for good people. Thank God for the truth. Thank God for revelation. Thank God for angels. Thank God for light and love. Thank God for the greater good. Man, it's amazing. It's amazing. So, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Umpa Abdul Wakil, otherwise known as Ricky Pope. Everybody know me. I used to hate when they called me Ricky Poke with a K. It irked me. It's like they call it Ricky Pope. Anyway, I'm getting out of here, y'all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Finding Humility Through Change. I'm your host, Umpa Abdul Wakil. And listen, shout out to P, man. P's strong, y'all. A lot of people, many are called, few are chosen. That brother chosen, he got a purpose, man. Got to stand behind him, stand behind this empowerment thing, mature positivity. We got to stand with him, man. This thing, our little city got some great things in it, man. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.